Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Monster Super League video. I am Mighty Leafy, and joining me today is none other than seBASTian. There you go. Got it right the third time. So, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? And yeah.
After that intro, I'm not feeling well. Let's stick to Dazai.
Wow. Alright guys, so we have a lot to talk about tonight, or today, wherever your time zone situates you, but mostly we are going to be discussing the new changes, you know, the buffs and debuffs to some of the Astromons through the latest 433 Monster Super League patch. And seBASTian here has a lot to say about the Light and Dark Arthur buffs. Are they really buffs? No. Yes. So we gonna have to do that like after the ad break, but like we don't have ads, so I don't know. Anyways, let's go top down from the oh shit. Arthur's like second one on the list. Oh my god. We go top down and then we skip Arthur but come back at the end for that extended discussion because you are so eager to talk about the shockingly thirsty guy.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about him. It's amazing.
Okay,
I love this.
So first up we have the Artemis, the tree element. Okay, so I've heard wood element, I've heard the weed element, I've heard the grass element. Tree element, that's a new one on me. Alright, so
yeah, let's just stick to green. I think that would be perfect. Because 433 are kinda drunk when it comes to wood element.
If you do that, would have to be like yellow and red and all that stuff with all the other stuff. That's not gonna work.
Well, let's make an exception for
okay, anyways. So for the wood element Artemis, her 3-star skill, her passive skill, is now HP Siphon, applies HP in proportion to the damage dealt. Wait, what?
That's
is that a typo?
Really weird.
On the notes it says restore applies HP, but then in the game it says attacks restore allies HP. Okay, so that is a typo on the notes. Yeah, okay. That's all good. Typos happen. I do a lot of typo myself. It's great. You should try it. Alright, so restores allies HP in proportion to a damage dealt. What was it before? It seems like the same thing. Maybe it's just like great.
If I remember correctly, it was a self-heal. If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I checked her.
Oh right, yes, you're right. It has the same icon. That's what's got me fooled. Cause yeah, it's one of those like the icon represents the healing, but you never know whether you're self-healing or you're like ally healing. Yeah. So maybe
just like morale boost.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's interesting.
They need to do something about that one. Make it much simpler to
yeah, just make it 2 other colors, you know?
Oh yeah, that would be perfect, I think.
Yeah, just make it like red and blue or something. I don't know. So what do you think about this change? I wouldn't really call it a buff, even though I just did. I don't know. Doesn't feel like a buff. Just feels like you use her differently now.
I guess she's a lot more useful for team healing, even though she never really was. I mean, the HP Siphon based on damage was never good, and it never will be good. At least I don't think so. The only time Arthemis was good or is good for self-healing or team healing is when she's Evo 3. But Evo 2 and Evo 1, she's really... Oh, she never was good and still not good. At least in my opinion. Because I know some people think she's great.
Oh, okay. So you gotta be very, very careful here, not to step on anyone's toes. That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of her capacity to heal herself or others, or just completely others at this point, I mean, I would still go for her just based on the aesthetics. Like, the design's what really makes me, you know, like this Astromon. But the fact remains, maybe it's just my own playstyle, you know? Like, I don't know how you guys play and stuff.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it depends on your playstyle, because like, if you're like Nesty, who just cares about practicality. Like, he doesn't care about aesthetics. He just wants you to be good, like useful.
Oh my god.
For him, it would be like, this unit is garbage. Just release it.
Oh my god. So he'd like have he wouldn't mind a whole team of.
Not at all. Not
I can't.
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm not gonna drop any Astromon names. I don't want any hate here.
Yep.
But yo,
No,
friendly reminder though. Last time you roasted Nesty, he like destroyed you on the server, man. So,
made a whole
shit.
channel dedicated to attacking me, and yet I'm surviving. No one attacked me yet.
I'm like, yo, man. See, I told you. All right. So overall, not too much of a buff. But you know, not really a buff or anything like that. Just a different way to use her now. It's not too good, not too bad. Kind of still, you know, like you use her differently now. We're gonna skip light and dark Arthur because I know you have like a huge barrel of worms to open for that one. We don't want like 20 minutes of Arthur and like 30 seconds of everyone else type thing. So we'll come back to that one. Alright, so the Wood Banshee, her passive is now restores 30% of own SP when attacking, and her active is now a 70% chance to reduce the enemy's defense for 2 turns. So I believe before the patch, it was a restore 20% of own SP when attacking, and I think it was a 60% chance to reduce the enemy's defense for 2 turns. Of course, you could have skill booked those 5% further. 5 and 10% respectively. Yeah, so it's a straight buff, basically. I think it's great.
Yeah, nothing to talk about. It's great, a good buff. Even though Banshee animation really kills her a bit.
Yeah.
Because it slows down your runs. But overall, very decent mode now.
I used her for farming for quite a bit because of the morale boost. She was able to get her SP bar, you know, fully maxed out if I have her on like just the slightest hint of a siphon set. With that morale boost, she's able to max out her SP pretty easily, even with very ghetto SP siphon sets. But now she's able to max it out even more, so it's a straight buff. It's like you get 10% more of your own SP back. So that's like 2 Tina upgrades for free, kind of, on Siphon Gems. I don't know, maybe a bit more. Yeah. No, actually, I think it's... I could be wrong there. Someone check the math for me. Anyway, shit. That's not good. Anyways, the active skill, 70%, I think before it was like a 60%, wasn't it? Which was like completely crap. Like, what? I can't actually check in the game now, because, you know, all the stuff is upgraded. But what I had before, like, you know, I had her for my farming team. Yeah, so once my farming team had a Fire Jinn and a Fire Draka and a Dark Tina in it, I didn't see the need for my Wood Banshee to be in there anymore.
She is alright for mid-game players.
I guess that about covers it for the Wood Banshee. The Light Banshee has her active change from Sap to Shock, so she has a 70% chance to shock the enemy for 1 turn. I thought she was a double shock. No? Is that only the Light Yuki?
No, that was the Light Yuki.
Okay. So now this one's like a Light Yuki kind of as well, except with better rates.
A knockoff version of Light Yuki.
Oh right, because Light Yuki's got the Super Evo now. Ah.
And the 2-turn shock on active.
Once you fully book it.
Really? Fully booked? I don't remember it being fully booked.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you have to fully book it. Oh, this be my time to show off my my Light Yuki.
It's Yuki, which I don't have, and I really would like one, even though I don't play this game anymore. But sure.
Well, you don't play this game? Why do I have you on the show then? What the heck? Okay, yo, the Light Yuki's got 80% for the first one, the passive, and her active is actually a 2-turn, but it's a 50% chance. So you do have to sort of book her up a little bit to up her chances of shocking people, which is.
I don't think that 50% is bad. It's pretty darn good still, because 2 turns is a huge deal. You store 1 unit for 2 turns and it's GG, pretty much.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess that's accurate, but man, well, I guess you'd like run Pugilist on her anyway, so it's like, oh, if they're not shocked, they might be stunned, but yeah.
We all know Pugilist 80%.
Oh yes, it's like 80% when they use it and 20% when you use it.
Yep.
Alright, so the Dark Banshee, she got her 5-star active skill turned from sleep into HP aggression. Attack power becomes proportional to own max HP. How's that? Is that good or bad? I think her 3-star passive was like sap. That's what it was.
You know what I think about her? She is basically an FU to us Dark Arthur fans, because she got the HP aggression on active. I'm going to rant again, right?
Yo, holy shit. So I actually did talk off camera with Yuki about this one a little bit, and so what his take on this was, he's got a Dark Banshee and he's like, man, like what, like when you build a sapper, you don't really want to like build them to do anything other than just sapping. But then I guess you
it's
like
really confusing.
Yeah, like I guess you do build them for.
This choice is confusing.
Yeah, like the thing is like, where are you going to use this unit? Where do you want to use sap and HP aggression at the same time? Which is like, oh, okay. Maybe the golem beat him, but there's like other choices. Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I think they wanted to make her a PvP unit because of the recent change on sap.
Right, the resistance down.
Lowers resist, yeah. But sap is still not useful, even with the resist down. It's pretty bad. Maybe in the future it will be more visible or more useful, but as it is right now, sap is pretty useless in PvP.
And I wonder how many turns her sap lasts anyways, because like at least give
I'm
it
pretty
like
sure 1 turn, 3 saps.
100% chance to inflict the enemy with 3 types of sap damage for 1 turn. Sap foes have decreased resistance. Okay, I don't know. Like the thing is, I think I've touched on this a bit in my Discord server with other people. It's like, do I have 2 mons that attempt to CC a 80% resistance guy? Or do I use 1 mon to land the resistance down and then have the other CC mon to land the CC, but have RNG in whether or not that CC lands anyways? What do you think?
I don't know what. I think these are changes for the future. Maybe they want to change the PvP meta in some way to focus on resisting down or something. But with Draka now, like if you're gonna use an offense of resist down team, then again it doesn't matter because Draka or wood nukers. I'm really don't know what they are doing. It's really confusing.
Well, I know what the future meta of PvP is going to be. You want to know what the future of Master Super League PvP is going to be? It's going to be, you watch a 30-second ad and you win the battle. That's what it's going to be.
Oh boy.
No, I'm kidding. Like they would not do that. They would not. They would totally not do that. They would not make a new mon where that's a passive ability. They would.
Yes.
You know what? That might be actually pretty cool. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so moving on, we have the. I think this one right here is like the best change in the entire game, bar none. The best change, the best buff. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. The best buff, insanely good. Cupid, his 3-star passive skill is now, get this, Soboon Blue to Soboon Red. Are you hearing this?
Oh, amazing!
Like,
everyone,
do you even understand the implications of this change? Like, whoa, It's insane.
So it changes everything.
Like, wow, like, well, words cannot describe the immense power behind this particular one change.
Crazy.
I, being the proud owner of a Evo 3 Wood Cupid, now have the toughest, I can't even speak right now, the toughest choice ever to decide whether or not I'm gonna give his variant lead to one of my fire cupids, as I was planning to in the future, because I hardly ever use this guy, because he had a shitty Soul Boom Blue on his passive, but now it's Soul Boom Red. Whoa, I might have to change my plans, you know? This is like some next level shit.
Actually that's a nerf, because you know, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Red.
What? Okay, in case there's anybody out there who don't get what sarcasm is, that was sarcasm right there. This was completely pointless. Like, it's not a buff, it's not a nerf, it's like a nothing.
Nobody cares.
Like, why did they do this? Somebody actually sat down and thought like, yo, let's put time into this. So
also, who even asked for that? Like, who asked?
Man,
I really want to meet that.
I don't know. I feel like this must have been one of those like meet the quota type things, you know? Like maybe you're like a guy, you're given a sheet, like, okay, make 20 changes, make sure it doesn't impact things in the game the way we don't want it to. You're like, oh man, I'm at like 19 changes, I need one more. I need one more to finish my job. And then they like do something like this maybe. That's my guess.
Yep,
I don't know.
Nailed it. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know the facts, but I feel like that might be what is behind the scenes.
It probably is.
Okay, so moving on, we have the Light Cupid. Light Cupid is a 4-star Nat 4. 4-star Nat 4, what? His 5-star active skill. Man, reading these stats like this on the fly is kind of hard. Anyways, he's got the recovery aggression changed to defense aggression.
Actually, there is a typo here. They meant the passive and not the active.
Oh, so the passive got changed. Okay, so it's a typo.
Yeah, it's a typo on them. But yeah, a meme died. That's sad. Like, I don't think anybody wanted to change Light Cupid from recovery aggression. Like,
I thought he was like the only guy that had it, right?
He was the only one. He was the best meme ever, and now he's dead.
Only guy that had it. Okay. But yeah, like, yo, did they take away like a whole icon for it? Because now with him gone, nobody else uses that recovery aggression icon.
And Tina bad subs habit is worse. Because back then, at least you could use those gems and something.
Yeah, you could use all your Tina recovery stack stuff on this guy. Just dump it to him, you know? Like Tina hands you a plus 15 gem with like, I don't know, 35% recovery substat. And you're like, you know what? I know a guy who can use this. But now you don't know that guy. That guy don't exist anymore. That guy don't exist. He gone now, man. Like, what? Holy crap. That's devastating. That's like, you know, like when you say I know a guy, but then like the guy you know is like a different guy. Like you knock on his door, it's like, yo, I heard you had use for recovery aggression, and he's like, nah, I'm a changed man now. I use defense aggression these days. I go by a different name. What? Oh my god. Okay, so that's kind of devastating to that niche crowd who I guess had some use for him. Oh well. Sad days. But I don't have him, so I don't have. That's no excuse. Okay. Alright, so moving on, we have the Fire Draka. He got a attack minus 3%, defense minus 7%. Well, he kind of gets one shot, so at least mine does. So he's just gonna get one shot even more. Perfect. Recovery
I think that's
increased by
a good change.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little bit too powerful anyway, so recovery by 7%. So like, this confirms that recovery is the dump stat. Like when you want to make a mon, suck a little bit more.
Yes.
You just beef him up a little bit in the recovery direction. Okay. Alright, well, you know what? Minus 3% attack, isn't that just like one less Tina upgrade on the attack gen?
I guess it is. At
Okay.
least it is at least the defense nerf will do something a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just make him
at least it's
die
a nerf.
faster.
Let's hope he won't be the meta anymore, because it's not fun. Draka meta is getting annoying.
Oh, it's fun for people like me who don't have much powerful stuff and get lots of shitty nat 5s, and then we just dump all our shitty water Shivas into the blender and get a fire Draka. That was our hopes and dreams, man. And then the
He's
light
gone now.
Draka, yeah, light Draka. Well, he's still pretty good, you know. He's still pretty good. While the fire Draka got nerfed, the light Draka seems a little bit more relevant now.
I don't know. I think it's still irrelevant.
Oh, okay. Don't you have a light Draka?
Yeah, I do have him, but I mean,
Okay.
I also have Dark, who's much more useful than this one, because
Oh, okay.
Dark has defensive stats.
Yeah, you're right. Like the dark one, he has like almost 1,000 more defense. Okay, I see. I see. So like their actives were both useless to begin with, but since he's got like way higher defense, he can actually pull the weaken off a little bit more. I just use like the water one. He's like got weaken on both both skills,
Oh yeah,
and it's like moderately tanky.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I guess that.
Okay, so moving on, we have the Wood Garuda. Now this one truly, I think, got a pretty good buff. You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
go ahead and
this
say
one's
it, a buff. You know, legit buff this time.
Yep, obviously.
Okay, so he's got the passive, his 3-star passive skill. So it got changed from blind to weaken. So before, you know, you got a 70% chance to blind your targets for 2 turns. Now you got a 70% chance to weaken the target for 2 turns, which is, goes without saying, is insanely good because versus the water titan, like you just do more damage. Because weaken stacks with like defense down and stuff and attack down.
And blind isn't really useful because the Titan has 10% crit rate or something like that. But so,
the water one.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay. So he wasn't gonna crit much either way. Okay. Right, so the Dark Garuda actually got some change as well. His active, his 5-star active, gone from, it's changed from blind to elemental edge. So attacks are treated as enemies elemental weakness. Yeah, it's a buff, but well, he's like a PvP dude, right? More like a PvP guy.
He's much more useful for farming as well now.
Oh, okay.
Because he has
Farming.
both of his skills are damage based, so that's always useful for farming.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be kind of, well, it's not like I'll ever get a Dark Garuda, so why do I even care? I don't. Unless I get one, which I won't. Oh.
We'll get a Dark Wukong.
No, I won't. And you won't either. Dark Wukong got a buff though, right? We haven't even got to him yet. Oh man, I just said buff. That's
Yeah,
like...
he did. I just saw it. Yeah.
Yo, spoilers! Spoilers.
Yes.
Alright, so moving on, we have the Wood Jean, or Jean-Claude Van Damme. She's got a stat buff of 5% more HP, 5% more attack. Nothing changed with the defense, and minus 5% to her recovery. More confirmation that recovery is a dump stat.
Yep.
It's like,
it's like a deposit.
How do we make the excessive numbers look okay? You know, I got an idea. I put in recovery stat and just like take some from the recovery stat or put some back in when we need to change things, you know?
It's more like, hey, look, we're gonna buff something and nerf something, you know, because balancing. But recovery, really.
Okay, so, I mean, there's nothing much to say about this one, really. It's just that she got a free Tina upgrade on her HP gem and her attack gem, which is good.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing bad about it. And she got that from a trade-off of Tina not giving you, you know, like Tina giving you one stack on a recovery substat basically. So yeah, it's nice. Okay, so moving on, we have the Dark Jinn. So her active skill is now morale boost. Restores 50% of one's SP when attacking. Oh.
Oh,
What?
actually, that's again another typo. It will be the passive will be changed. Not
Yeah,
the
I was like wondering why 5-star. Like, okay, so okay, so something that's a pretty common theme here is all these typos on the thing. This is straight from their page, right? The Monster Super League.
Yeah, they always make typos. It's really it's very common.
I'm okay with the applies typo, but the 3 and 5-star passive and active, that one's a little bit like it's. I don't want to like shit on them too much, you know. I'm sure they try.
Oh, I'm gonna shit on them. Just let's wait. Let's get to Arthur.
Don't be too harsh, man. Like they try, man.
Okay.
Who am I looking at? The Dark Jinn. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're right. It's the typo thing. Okay. So 100% chance to restore 50% of own SP when attacking. What was it before this? Was it just a morale boost of
30%, I believe.
Oh, okay. So basically, her Siphon Gem just got upgraded a lot. Assuming you were using Siphon Gem on her, which you probably weren't. So there, you just got a free Siphon Gem bonus to your whatever set you were using.
Yes. Though she is a PvP oriented unit, and I think now with this buff, she should be more relevant to PvP.
Can you skill poke
Because
her?
this is a good buff, and silence is actually good.
Yeah, now you can't poke her. Okay. Oh well. I'm sure she'll get her book someday. Some people are having some fights on the game channel. Oh shit. This is the clan channel. Oh wait, no. Okay, I backed out. Clan Infamy's reputation is saved. Nice. Let's see, what can I... Yo, this is a little quick bit where I can show you guys, like now with the new patch, they've added this thing in where if you go to the shop and you click like the refresh button, you can use 5 Astro Gems to refresh your shady shop, or you can click this refresh button while watching an ad. Nothing like 30 seconds of ads for C game semicolon mega carrier. Man, the gameplay looks absolutely gripping 2G to the edge of my seat type gameplay, especially with the sound off. Oh, that ship's gonna sink. Oh, he just sank his battleship. Tap for fun. I'm going to get this game tonight. I lied. Let's see. What did I refresh? Nothing. So yeah, they've added in a new system where you can watch ads to refresh stuff. So if you have a lot of patience, you can sit here the whole day refreshing your shady shop just to get your soul stones maxed out. Not sure how many of those games you'll be installing, but hey, they're trying. Alright, so moving on, we have the Water Jinn, and for his 5-star active skill, we have Petrify, 80% chance to petrify the enemy for 1 turn. I don't know, like, was this a buff? Maybe it was like 70% before. I really don't use this guy, like, I don't have him or anything.
Let's get real. Who cares about water and wood Jinn?
Whoa! Oh!
I mean,
dude, come on.
Honest.
There must be like a fan club for it, man. Like, you don't know whose feelings you could be hurting.
I very much doubt it.
But it's kind of weird, like, because this is one of those mons that don't make sense. It's like a, like I was saying in that one other video, like, if you had a water Charmander, that wouldn't make sense because he'd be killing himself.
I think we can skip Jinn. I don't think.
Okay, so the Wood Jinn 3-star passive, 80% chance to reduce the enemy's attack for 2 turns. So you got that. He's got that Wood Sang Zang thing going on with the 3-star passive, as well as it's shared by Wood Lupin.
Yeah, but at least they're double attack down, while he's just attack down and then sap.
Oh right, yeah, they're much better. That's right. That's right. I forgot. Why did I forget? Oh right, because this guy's really hard to get and he's not as good. I'm sorry, guys. Like, come on. You know, 80% chance to. Come on, guys. Okay, moving on.
I mean, let's get real here.
Okay, so moving on. Moving on. We have the Water Mari. She has more HP now, and given she's like Water Persephone but not as good, like she can heal more now because she has more HP, and her healing is based off her max HP.
Actually, Water Mari is better than Evo 2 Purse. Most
but
people
not
like mid-game and mid-late game players, they won't have Evo 3 Purse.
I don't have Evo 3
Purse. By the
Purse.
time they're late game.
I don't have Evo 3 Purse. Mari was like a paid mon when she first came out. Oh yeah, she did come back as exotic, didn't she? And you could catch her, except for the light dark. Okay, so
I made like 10 of her, which was nice.
The way you said that was very disturbing, deeply disturbing. It made you sound like a light Arthur, shockingly thirsty.
Boy.
God damn it! All right. Okay, so moving on, we have the Fire Miho, you know, the mascot of the game. So her 5-star active is now a HP Siphon. Oh, HP Siphon, okay. Greatly restores allies' HP in proportion to the damage dealt. Okay.
I think before it was just restore, and now it's greatly.
Yeah. So a little bit of that extra technical wording there. So I guess it's
still
like
an irrelevant change.
Oh come on, Miho's Miho. She's special. She's unique. Everyone likes Miho.
She's just special for being your first unit. That's it. Nothing else.
You know what, man? Like, this is the perfect time to show off my first ever Miho. I still have her in storage, and you won't believe it, but I have not Evo 3'd her. I kept her as a Evo 1, and I leveled her up to level 60. I don't know why I did this. I just thought that I didn't want to like make her Evo 3 and like taint her, you know. But I'm still in the process of like skill booking her. May as well do it right now. I don't have the money to do all the books, but I'll do that. But yeah, it's more of a like.
Wow.
It's more of a sort of remembering the start of it all sort of thing, you know, like a memorabilia nostalgia type thing. I feel like this change
was just like Wood Cupid change, just wanted to fill the quota.
Wanted to fill the quota type change is what you're saying. Well,
yeah.
Miho disagrees. How's that?
Miho can stay my slave.
Man, you are a very, very sad individual. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so moving on, we have the Light Nezha change. Her 5-star active skill has now changed from Sap to Weaken. 80% chance to weaken the enemy for 2 turns. Good or bad, I think you all know. We all know the answer to that, and it is good.
Buff.
Yeah, it's buff because Weaken is better than Sap.
Oh, we're getting closer and closer to the big one.
Okay, so next up, moving on, we have my personal favorite Astromon in the entire game, the Light Nightmare. I don't like her because she's like really good OP or anything like that. Like I don't think she's that bad. I just like her design. If I had one, I would have used her regardless. Like she could have double recovery down or double fatigue. I don't care. I still use her because she looks awesome. But yeah, she's got a stat boost now of HP 5% more and 5% more defense. And more confirmation. Recovery is a dump stat. And what she gained from the other stat, she took from the recovery stat. How's that? Alright. Moving on, we have, I think, the biggest controversial change of the entire patch, which is the Pinolo. You know, its 5-star active is now changed from Courageous Strike to Unflinching Strike. So that's a little bit of a bummer for some players out there. What do you think?
That's a rip for every old player, but I think it makes sense because he really was OP for a 3-star unit. Like, doing 10 mil damage was just insane, and I think they did that because they want to bring him back as an exotic, so the new players could get him.
Yeah, you could be right. Maybe we'll get some fire Pinolos who burns himself and stuff now.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this change though is they made it so that his active is Unflinching Strike, so his passive would still be Courageous Strike, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really weird. Like, I mean, I know it makes sense in his usability and all that stuff, but I'm just thinking in terms of like a character in Dragon Ball Z. Like, Goku's fighting you, and then he's charging his Kamehameha, and then he unleashes it as an Unflinching Strike. It's like, what? You know? Like, it's weird. Like, he's building up to something, you know? He's charging his powers. He unleashes that, and it's like a shitty little tiny fireball. Like, come on.
Pino still will be strong, because he still was doing 5 million, 6 million damage with the endgamers, like Nesty and all. He still will do good damage.
Did you just say penis?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, I'll take your word for it. So, moving on, we have the Water Shiva. Water Shiva is, you know, it's 3-star passive, changed from Thirst to Siphon. And, you know, oh man, thank God they took away the Thirst. But then comes this 5-star active skill. Oh, Sap the Thirst. It's back. They put it back in as soon as they took it out. Why did they do this? Was this one of those fill the quota type changes?
No, not exactly. You know, he's a thirsty guy and he saps the life out of you. But now he steals the life out of you, but he's thirsty now.
Right. So obviously, you know, like I think it's a buff, you know, because now you can use them in Colossus and PvP a little bit more.
I think sap. Actually, I think thirst is not a bad skill. Like, I don't think it's a bad skill at all.
You only say that PvP because like Arthur has it.
Oh no. Ever since fighting that fully booked Wood Indra guy, my opinion of thirst changed a lot.
Okay, it's back to that nightmare type deal thing where he scar you for life.
Man, that guy was nuts back.
Man, you know, if you guys didn't make fun of him so much, maybe the defeat wouldn't have been so like crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, Wood Indra was trash for so long, but then you book him and he's like, oh boy, don't make fun of him, be careful.
Anyways, moving on, we have the Water Siegfried, one of your personal favorites this time around with the buff. So it's 3-star passive skill got changed from Adrenaline to Expose Weakness. So he's been exposed, guys. 80% chance to expose the enemy's weakness for 2 turns.
That's an interesting buff, because for everyone who uses Water Siegfried, now it will be really weird to change our lineups. Actually, for me, it's anyone for like lineups with mine, because I have CSs on both left side and right side, and so maybe for players like me, we won't need to change anything. For other people who don't have like 8 CSers in their team thing, and yeah, I'm not sure how people make use of it, but
you're gonna have to know like who attacks first and who attacks last and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's
from what we know, like Kotin and Kura are really slow, that's for sure. So Indra, Siegfried, Barona, these guys will always get the exposed weakness if you're using Kura and Kotin. But Bast has pretty fast animation, and that will make it a bit difficult.
So fast. So fast.
Yeah.
You know all about Bast, right? Okay.
Favorite one. Especially seBASTian's favorite.
You can't spell seBASTian without Bast. That's a fact. So you can have exposed weakness on the left side, and then provided you have Water Balrona or Water Indra on the right side, they'll get the exposed weakness proc, provided they're supported by the Water Cura and the Water Coating. But if they are supported by the Water Bath, she'll be like, yo, what's up? And just like, do not much damage.
Although in late game teams, it's a bit difficult because getting a lot of Balronas is a challenge in itself. I've been playing for over a year and not one Water Balrona.
Oh no!
So
not that cannot be said for Yuki, who is the proud owner of 4 Water Balronas as well as 4 Water Indras.
That doesn't end here.
All right, so next one we have is Dark Wukong, which received a buff. Is that a buff? 70% chance to stun the enemy for 2 turns. So like he had lesser percent chance to stun enemies for 2 turns. That's his 5-star.
I believe so. It was 60. Yeah, I think Dark Wukong is a good unit now. 70.
You're just saying that so that Coral guy in the Discord server don't like come after you.
Hey, Coral can't do shit to me. You hear me, Coral? You're nothing.
He can attack your team, man. He can attack your team. I doubt he's still watching by this point. Come on. Nobody watches past the 20-minute mark.
You sure about that? I mean, Nesty saw it from the beginning to end.
I'm pretty sure he put the video on and he went toilet and he just happened to hear his name at the end. Shit. You better not start like yo, that's not a roast, man. Don't put teams against me, man. I'm like a mid-game guy with like newbie teams, man. I can't take the thrashing. Holy shit. Anyways, moving on, we have the Light Valk, which, you know, is another one of my personal favorite Astromons in the game. Not because she's useful or anything like that, even though she's not bad. I like her for the design. So she just got a stat buff of 5% attack increase, and another confirmation that, you know, I'm gonna stop saying that now, but recovery stat sucks. So she's got lower recovery stat and higher. She got 1 free Tina upgrade from the attack gen. So there you go.
Really weird upgrade. Like, well, even the attack, not the defense or HP. It's a weird up.
Yeah, like she doesn't. She's not gonna one-shot anybody still. So kind of weird.
Yeah.
I really wish they would restructure her stats to make her like an attacker. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Skill is meant for Light Arthur and not for her. Like,
yeah, but if she changed into an attacker, even, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I just want a good attack nuker guy go, because her attack lead thing, like if she gets boosted there, like she could be so much in the PvP attack. Okay, so moving on, we have another one of my favorites. God, a lot of my favorites have been getting these buffs. So this one's a Light Wildfang. She has a 5% HP increase, 10% attack increase. 10%? Really? Oh. That's pretty good. She's still balanced though.
Each buffs.
5% defense increase and a 5% reduction in recovery. So for her, you know, on top of her stat buffs, her 5-star active skill is now also 70% chance to shock the enemy for 1 turn, as opposed to what it used to be, which was 60% chance, I think. So this is good. Like, there's nothing bad about it. It's just an all-around buff. I can confidently say, you know, yeah.
Pretty huge as well.
Yeah. Like 10% increase. That's like 2 final. That's like 2 plus 15 final upgrade buff thing. on the attack gen from
attack
Pino.
buff is like a super evil buff, because super evil buffs all your stats by 10%.
Oh, okay.
It really is pretty interesting.
So
like
that's the secret. But I hope this doesn't mean they're not gonna make a super evil for her just because they buffed their stats. I still would like a Wildfang super evil.
Yeah, I doubt they won't. Yeah.
That's like on one of my top lists, you know? Like, she can have like a little fluffy cape around her. That would be kind of nice, you know? Alright, so moving on, we have the Yuki. Fire Yuki, Wood Yuki, and a Dark Yuki. So the Fire Yuki's 3-star passive skill is 70% chance to reduce the enemy's defense for 2 turns. So it's a buff. Used to be 60% chance.
Yeah.
You can skill book it for another 10%. So now, you know, 70% chance to reduce the enemy's defense for 2 turns. You can book that up to a 80% chance. That's awesome.
A huge buff. Huge buff.
Like for the fire lineup, you can have her. You can have like 2 of her on both of the left sides to do the defense down, and also to get like a higher attack input, if you will, higher attack output.
Defense down would be much more consistent now.
Yeah, because she's double defense down as well, so it's really good.
Fire units still are lacking in CSs. Like, only Fire Sheet's the true CSer there. Like, everyone else is pretty meh.
Yeah, so she could still do some decent damage given like the lack of the CSer type thing, as well as do the debuff, which is a good mix.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Wood Yuki, her 3-star passive and her 5-star active is both recovery down. Are you kidding me? Like, they increased the percent chance. Like, so she didn't even have 100% chance to do the recovery down? Really? Why?
I don't know. Like, who even cares about recovery down? I genuinely
care about this mon,
like,
because her design looks nice. Like, I've seen some super evil Wood Yukis on PvP defense. They look really good. The green, like, it gets brought out with the super evil. It looks really nice, but I didn't know that this was what they were packing behind those skills. I didn't know I was potentially gonna be recovery downed by them. Like, I thought it was gonna be. Oh my god. Okay. 433. Can you please change these guys, these girls, these mons to not have recovery down? Can it be something else? Like, come on.
I doubt they will do that. I'm really disappointed in 433. I don't really expect much good from them, honestly.
The disappointment, is it because of the not
the one and only?
We'll get to that one real soon. But right now, Dark Yuki, her 5-star active is 80% chance to inflict 3 types of sap damage for 1 turn. So Yugen has a Dark Yuki, and he's saying that with SP Siphon mons, you don't really want to be doing sapping stuff, because, you know, the places where you use the SP Siphon, you don't really want to, like...
I think they're trying to make her a PvP oriented
user,
because the sap change and whatnot.
Thing is, like...
it is what it is.
So me and Yugen was talking about it the other night, and he was like, SP Siphon and sap. You know, that does make sense, like, now that you sort of, you know, said that maybe they're trying to do like a PvP type thing. But for me, when I see SP Siphon, I think Colossus. And when I think Colossus, it's like you always want to be SP siphoning that one thing that you're siphoning. You don't want to take a day off and go sapping and then have them proc a buff and get your whole team wiped out because you went sapping, you know? Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me that doesn't work. But for somebody who might want to use her hard out in PvP, maybe it will work. I don't know. I honestly don't think it will. But
neither
maybe
do I.
it will. Maybe it will,
Yeah, we
maybe
have
it
to
won't.
see
I don't
the
know.
future
We'll know. You know, people will always have varying opinions, and that Yuki looks awesome, so that's yeah.
Hopefully they will fix her, because I've already made one and I regret it. And I made her variant. Actually, that's what makes me regret it, because I need that variant for the second fire Yuki.
Oh yeah, she's got a crit lead, doesn't she?
A crit damage lead. Yes,
Damage
that's
lead.
very good lead.
Ooh, nice. That's super good, man. Jeez, what the f... Okay, anyways, time for the one and only. We're moving on to the cheeseburger of the video. Why is it a cheeseburger? I don't know. So the Arthurs, the LD Arthurs, Light Dark Arthurs, they got a buff. Light Arthur's got a 7% HP increase. Yes! Although he'll still get one shot. No! So I don't know why they did that. 7% is like one extra Tina hammer slam on the HP gem. Like, I don't feel it's a significant buff.
Nothing actually. It's just like, yeah, there we did something to Light Arthur. Like, what? You did nothing. Like, oh my god, he's still a nuker who's wearing a paper armor and he's going to get blown away in one shot. Like, even in super evil Miho can one shot him.
I'm pretty sure
I'm really frustrated with them and their treatment to Arthur. Like, he's garbage pick for light contract and he's still a garbage pick for dark contract. Like, he's such a good unit. He has amazing multiplier on active, great hit count, and he even has a attacker for a nuker. He has amazing stats actually. And
this is coming from,
like, why? What's wrong with you?
It's worth it to note that Dazai. Now it's worth here to note that seBASTian has 2 Light Arthurs, so.
Yes, like, Arthur is my favorite unit in the game, and that's why I picked him for light contract and dark contract, because I love his aesthetics. They're amazing, and I'm building 10 of him. I want 10 of him, but their treatment of light dark Arthur especially, it's so. Okay, whatever. I don't care about the hidden multiplier of the active, but at least change the stats to a defender or a tank. Like, make him
good at like
something usable.
Well, he's isn't like he like a super good nuker? Like he just like
he's an
one
amazing nuker.
Yeah,
he's like a monstrous nuker. If you give him if you change the skill set to a nuker unit, he will be insane, like absolute monster. His hidden multiplier, which is 1.3 rather than 1.1 on active. It's so good.
Maybe the old way to make mons was based on what people's perception of each mon was. Ah, this guy's shockingly thirsty. You know what? That would be a great skill set. Shock and thirst. Yeah, let's do it.
It was such a good choice. I was really confused about it the first time, because you know the last director was an idiot. I didn't like him. Though the new director, I have a lot of faith in him, and I was like one of the few people who were defending him, and I was like, no, he is trying to change the game, make it better. And I was really hopeful for this Light Dark Arthur change. I was like, yes, he will fix him. He will fix him. I know it. I really have faith in him. But then he as well disappoints me, and I'm like.
You know what,
thanks,
like,
buddy.
You know what I think? I think this isn't like the final change. When I saw this, I wasn't even mad. And the only reason I wasn't mad was because I wasn't really convinced that this is what they have in store for like the Light and Dark Arthur. You know how we were talking about the Dark Contract and the changes that might be coming, the rebalancing and stuff? How it might affect our choices and those picks and stuff? Is this like the change that's happening? Because if it is, I'm pretty not happy, but I'm just not convinced that this is the change that they have planned for them.
I really doubt it.
Okay,
like,
I see why you're so not happy now then, because I was under the impression this was like a halfway change, for, like to segue into the real change which is coming. But if you're like saying there's not going to be any more changes after this, then I see where the anger comes from.
I very much doubt they'll make any more changes, but I'm really disappointed in this Arthur change.
You know, the biggest problem I have with Arthur's HP buff, I cannot say this definitively, but I feel like when my Light Arthur which I don't really use too often. But I feel like when he gets one shot, he's not like, oh, he has 1000 HP and he just got killed because that guy did 1001 damage. It's more like, oh, he got 1000 HP and that guy did 3000 damage and he got one shot. Not exact numbers, but I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is like, I feel like he's like super overkilled. So I don't feel like that 7% HP buff is gonna save him from that.
Yeah, it won't really do much.
Yeah.
They need to revamp his stats to a defender or a tank, or change his skills. One of the two.
Or maybe they can give him a better
now.
variant lead, so as he's not dungeon lead.
I mean, even then you could. I mean, even then the dungeon lead is still usable for certain places like Golems B10 if you have a nuker team, or dragons.
Oh.
You mentioned last time dragons.
Do you guys have the variant Arthurs? This is variant Arthur. Variant light Arthur looks cool. So I'm saying.
I do have a variant from my
Damn
Arthur.
you.
Just
Damn
one
you.
though.
Okay, so for you guys watching and listening to this, it may have felt like it was a long video, and I can assure you that it has been longer for us. It has been an hour and 29 minutes of recording now, so I'm just gonna end the recording here. I think the general sort of vibe here is that Wood Garuda got an insane buff. Wood Pinolo got a insane debuff, and Water Siegfried got a notable buff. And anything else?
Yeah, mostly they are good changes. Most of the changes are good.
Mostly like,
Except
and Arthur is just like the same. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then we also have some like really troll stuff in here as well that nobody cares about.
Fill the quota, yo.
For the quota. So he's allowed to get out for lunch, you know, or go home. I mean, we gotta be understanding, you know. That's how it is. Alright, so, like, it's really disappointing if that's the final Arthur changes. And what was the other one in the contract? Dark Valk. The Dark Valk got, like, nothing.
I mean, Dark Valk already was good.
Yeah,
like,
Dark Valk
you just need the books for her. AK 10 Ferraris.
Yeah, we just need 10 Ferraris. Alright, so any like final sort of thing you wanted to gloss over or say before I end the video there, Bast?
You will never beat me in PvP, don't even try it.
Well, me? I won't beat you, of course not.
Not you, everyone who's watching this video.
Whoa, that's a bold claim, man. Holy
Nobody's
crap.
going to beat me.
You're gonna get the shit on. And it's gonna be my comment section that's gonna be destroyed. Wow, that's so bad, man. Anyways, guys, that's been it for this episode of the Master Super League podcast. It's a bit lengthy, but hope you guys don't mind. It is a podcast format after all. Check out our Discord server if you are interested in chatting with us. The invite link is in the video description down below. Anyways, with that being said, guys, catch you guys next time.
It's tea time.
Even he skipped the dialogue.